what fintech has shown us over the last decade or so is that actually the experience and the financial products are inextricably linked.
There are firms that see loyalty as fundamental to the success of their businesses, and firms that haven't realized that loyalty is fundamental to the success of their businesses.
Really, loyalty in financial services is, at its most fundamental, simplistic core, about developing delightful products that customers want to use, that add value to them. And I know it's an overly reductive way of thinking about it, but actually at its core, that's really what it is.
Many firms misunderstand what loyalty is. A specific and most obvious mistake that we often see is this one of thinking that a reward program, which is often called a loyalty program, is really related to loyalty. It isn't. Don't get me wrong. There are people who absolutely love rewards programs. They think about, their spending on cards and so on. They're trying to optimize and maximize the travel rewards, the perks, etc. they can get. You've effectively got a transactional relationship there, and people can be loyal because they like those transactions, but they could be bought by someone else. You haven't necessarily got emotional loyalty.
One way of looking at it is that rewards don't necessarily need to be financial. They don't need to be a point or cash back. People can feel rewarded by being delighted from an experience, or, we particularly find in customer research that when a bank goes out of its way to say to a customer, thank you, or well done, you are building towards something here. This is why we see the success of savings pots, for example. And there's all sorts of stats that say that when a customer puts a photo against their saving pots, then all of a sudden they actually use it a lot more. So it's not just about creating an interface that gets a customer through a journey from A to B. It's also about saying, now that we have that customer engaged, how can we create that emotional bond with them?
People tell themselves stories. All of us tell ourselves stories about the brands we do business with, right? The clothes we wear, the cars we drive, the food we eat. We tell ourselves stories about why we buy there, why we eat there. It's healthy for me, it makes me look great, whatever. In financial services, you have the same thing. People are looking for stories to tell themselves about why they bank somewhere or why they manage their investments somewhere. So if you want customer loyalty, you've got to give customers reasons and stories that they can tell themselves about why they do business with you.
The loyalty question is more around the type of products that customers can take out within a financial institution. It has to be part and parcel of consuming a brilliant product. The product fundamentally has to work. The uptime has to be there. It has to be resilient. When someone makes a payment, that payment has to work. You can have the best app experience in the entire world. If the payment fails, that customer will bounce. All of a sudden, you've created that doubt in the customer's mind, and that loyalty can slip from I kind of like the service and it's very interesting, to I'm never using them again, I'm leaving. I need to find a bank that's gonna work.
Thanks to the internet, you can see reviews by other customers. So you can start to experience a brand before you've become a customer, because you can read what other people think. So what that means is your customer experience is your brand. Your brand is your customer experience. If you are giving customers lousy experiences, if you're treating your customers badly, other customers will find out.
I think what you see in a lot of other sectors like e-commerce, retail, travel, for example, is a much more adept use of customer behavior, customer data, to be able to understand the intent of a customer and therefore give them, a nudge or serve them with a product that they can use. I think one of the challenges that financial services really has is it's a highly regulated industry, and it's very, very, very difficult to do that. But actually, if you take a step back from that and look at the technologies and the tools that e-commerce uses for personalization, it is extremely powerful. Being able to provide much higher quality advice to customers, more personalized to their needs at a much lower cost, is a huge opportunity. Everything that generative AI offers can really bring products to market at a much much more cost-effective rate.
And you could do that before, but when it was just a branch manager or someone in the contact center, it was quite hard for them to do that. If you start bringing in artificial intelligence, you can potentially start doing that much more systematically, which means you can start delivering more moments of delight. Because if the company understands better what you like, it becomes easier to start trying to deliver more of those moments of delight to you. Measure customer experience and measure the impact of customer experience on customer retention, customer loyalty, future purchase intention, and therefore on the business model. So get everyone in your organization to really understand the value of customer experience and how that's driving loyalty. But you need to think about your brand. What does that mean? And even then start taking that into things like, your customer research. Really understand, what does your brand mean to your customers? What can they tell you about your values or what they think your values are?
When we think about trying to serve customers digitally, the experiences can get very, very complicated very quickly. And so I think what we need to think about is to pare back how we serve our products and understand more what the needs of our customers are and create slightly more contextual experiences that serve that, rather than just trying to jam everything into experiences. If we look at how some fintechs do it, we can maybe learn some lessons around how to make experiences just much more human rather than functional.